right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hopefully, our last panelist will come in soon. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, and then thank you for your interest in our 3-minute thesis competition, which will be held November 21st during our PFFP Pathways Conference. So we do hope that you decide to participate, tell some friends to come along and join you and participate, and at least come and see a little bit more about our 3-minute thesis competition. So I'm going to start by sharing a few slides, just giving an overview of the 3-minute thesis competition. You guys see that okay? Hopefully.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So the 3-minute thesis competition was founded by the University of Queensland, and it's a research communication competition that PhD students have only 3 minutes and 1 slide to present. And it's really quite a spectacle. If you have not seen it, I hope that you take some time to review our YouTube page, because there are past recordings there, but also it kind of forces the student to be concise, right? So you can't have things that are all over the place, and you have to be very concise in stating that you are presenting this work and what that means. So this happened and was originally from the University of Queensland in 2008, and it has grown. And we have our own campus competition, but the person that represents us as our campus winner goes on to the Midwest Association of Graduate Schools meeting, which will also be in Indianapolis in April. So that person will represent us for our campus at that meeting as well. So the rules are: you have to have a single static PowerPoint slide, no slide transitions, no animations, no movement, and their time is going to start as soon as you start talking. No additional electronic media or sounds or video files are permitted. You can't have props or costumes, musical instruments, no lab equipment there, right? 3 minutes is the max. If you go over 3 minutes, they take points from you. And then we don't necessarily disqualify you on our campus competitions, but we do take points, okay? Last year, we also had some folks that had notes while they were doing their presentation, and those folks were disqualified. So no notes. Presentations are to be spoken word, so no poems, no raps, no songs. They will commence from the stage area, and then once they start the presentation, that's when the timer starts. And we will have a judging panel for our 3-minute thesis competition on our campus.
So, Dr. Hardy, we can't see your slides progressing.
Oh, sorry.
It's on the first slide.
Screen. It's okay. No worries. It's okay. Here, y'all can see that one. Can y'all see that one?
Oh, yeah, you stopped sharing.
I did. Okay, there you go. All right. So want to share the judging criteria also. So with the judging, they will talk about comprehension and content. Did the presentation help the audience understand the research? Was the topic and significance communicated in a language that was appropriate? And it needs to be at the level that you would speak to your folks about, right? But not necessarily someone that is a scientist, because everyone in the area may not be as familiar with your work, right? So it has to be for a very general audience, non-specialist audience. They'll also judge on engagement and communication. Did the oration make the audience want to know more? Did the speaker have sufficient stage presence, eye contact, vocal range, and maintain a steady pace and have a confident stance? So those are the main criteria that the judges will take on for the competition. We'll have several judges this year, and I'm not going to reveal them right now. And we're also still kind of working through what our prizes are. I can share with you what the prizes looked like last year. I think I can share that. So last year, these were the judges, and we hope to at least be at this level for this year as well. We have judges for our first and second prizes for our first and second place winner. These are not, we're not handing you a check, but it will go to your Bursar account. So if you got fees or things on there, it's going to take your money. Just there's more people up front. For my folks who are postbacks, masters, and professional students, you can compete in the 3-minute pitch competition. First place winner will get a $300 prize and feature in the grad jack, and the second place winner will get $200. The 3-minute thesis person will receive $500, and that's why we named this "How to Win $500 in 3 Minutes." And then they'll represent us at the Midwest Association Graduate School Annual Conference, and that this year is going to be in Indianapolis. And then our second place winner will receive $300, and the People's Choice winner will receive a $200 prize. All right, so with that, I'm going to allow our panelists to introduce themselves and then to address, tell us a little bit about their experience with the 3-minute thesis, and answering questions you might have. So I think I'm gonna start with Shumli, you want to start?
Yeah, what specifically do you want me to answer? Like how I prepared for it, how was my experience, or everything?
Yeah, let's start at the beginning.
Okay, cool. So first of all, the reason that I participated was because the graduate school YouTube has a stellar collection of previous year 3-minute thesis awardees. That was so encouraging and inspiring that I actually wanted to try doing something like that with my own research. It looked difficult because you're working for so many years. How do you distill it down to 3 minutes? But I could actually see a lot of the students who were, awardees previous years, they were very passionate, and I wanted to give it a try. And what happened consequently was I actually got to practice with my family members and friends who are not in my specific field. And that was a very good test for me. And it was a good test that the science that I was doing was applicable to a broader audience. And it definitely did take a lot of time and effort to actually practice and be prepared for that day. So that is one thing that I would like to add, is that it's not a thing you can wing it. It's something that you have to consistently work towards, because it is time bound. It is, it is talking about your research, but not exactly in the terms you talk about every day. And on the day off, you're going to meet a lot of folks like you who are exceptional. And it can be intimidating because they are as well prepared as you. But I tried taking encouragement from them because they are my peers and they were also trying to talk about their research, which is also fascinating. But something to keep in mind is look at the YouTube videos from previous years, practice with people not in your field, and be prepared on the day off, and try to be a little bit calm, which I know is really hard. But practice, look at the YouTube videos, and make sure you give your spiel to as many people possible, especially the ones from who are not from your field. So I tried giving my pitch to my mom. She actually did not understand it at all. She still does not understand it, which is probably like, my fault. I did not yeah, does not understand it. But I know that my uncle understood it. Some of my friends from engineering understood it. So make sure you practice it with a diverse audience.
That's great, Shumali. Thanks for sharing. My mom has no idea what I do. So she didn't know what I did as a researcher. She does not know what I do now. It's okay. I definitely understand it. So questions for Shumali from anyone that has joined. And if you think of questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or just unmute yourself and ask those questions. So Festus, do you want to share a little bit about your experience also? You're muted, Festus.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Festus. I'm a master student. I think this is my last semester now. The experience I had, first, I'm not aware of the 3-minute competitions. I totally am not aware. I don't know anything about it. One of those days, I think a day when it would be closed, I was just checking through my mail and I saw the message from IU bulk messages. Initially, I looked at it. I don't understand what it means. I just submitted it for submitting sake because I don't have any idea. When I was called upon to come for the presentations, I was nervous a little bit because I've not had the experience before. But prior to that time, I actually predicted a particular idea I have in mind, which I'm working on. My intention of going to PhD, the areas I want to focus on. That was the goal I had. So I decided to showcase that particular page. So in terms of preparation, I didn't really do much preparation because the level of the method whereby the judge use as a metric, I don't have idea of it. So I just went there blindly and I went to just show something which I don't even know what I was saying. But then, as it happens, that was given the runner-up, it shocked me. But now I better understand. If I have an opportunity to go again during my PhD program, because I'm going to go again for my PhD, I'm going to do a better preparation. I'm going to do a better shot. I'm going to give a run for those students who are expert in research work. But in all, I just want to encourage everyone having intentions of going to the particular competition. It's an opportunity to showcase your research prowess, an opportunity to go deeper and understand your work within the space of 3 minutes in a single slide. If you can be able to showcase what you've been doing for quite a number of months within 3 minutes, it gives you it makes you to be an expert in the world in your own research domain. So that is a good opportunity. So I encourage every one of you, a person like me do not know what I'm doing, and yet I was given the award. I know people that know what they are doing in terms of research work can get a better opportunity than me. But now I have a better understanding right now. And I tell you, it's a good show, it's a good preparation for a good faculty member and someone want to go into the research world. Thank you.
Awesome. That's great. So Shumali talked a little bit about her prep work and how she kind of prepared for it. Festus, any thoughts on how you prepared for it and how you practiced or how practice went for you?
All right, thank you. Personally, I don't even know that it's a YouTube that I can go and prepare for. I don't know. So what I did was just to pick my slides because I have a little understanding of the research work I was doing. So I just look at my research work. I actually design my interviews personally. So because I design it myself, it's not something I copied from somewhere. So it makes me to understand in depth what my work is to do. So in terms of preparation, I just looked at the research work, the output, the output, and what likely to be the end result. That is how I prepare. And I remember we had a day or 2 days of mock preparation. That helped me a lot because on that 2 days of mock preparation, the judges there, those assistants who assisted us there, they pointed out some area. Don't say it this way. Can you present it this way? Readjust your slide this way. So those little preparation helped me to be able to get a better performances at the point of the competition. I remember one of my colleagues who also came for the competition was disqualified because he missed the mock preparation. At the mock preparation, they told us, don't go with electronics, don't carry books. So we'll be told already. So because he missed the mock, he was disqualified at the point of presenting. So that is one of the good opportunity for those of you who are coming. Make sure you attend the mock meetings before the actual date. It go a long way in building your confidence. It go a long way in helping you to showcase the best you can prepare for.
That's a great point that you made, Festus, because we do have a mandatory preparation session. And basically what it is a feedback session so that you can present your 3-minute thesis, get some feedback from me and from the other presenters in the room, and give yourself some time to add things or take things away from the presentation so that you can hone your work before you turn in that final slide. And that is going to take place, I think, yes, it does. So somebody put in the chat, is it possible to participate without attending that? No, it is a mandatory session. You don't have to attend the entire time, but you do need to attend. Dr. Hardy doesn't really like surprises. So do attend the mandatory practice session. And I forgot the date on it, but I think it is on the registration. You don't have to attend the entire PFFP conference to attend, but because right now we don't have the schedule for the conference completed, it's more than likely that you'll need to attend at least most of the day to get to do the competition and to find out the results of the competition. Okay, thank you. November 12th, we'll do the practice session, and it is, again, it's a mandatory practice session. So please just put it on your calendar and make plans to attend. If you cannot, absolutely cannot attend that session, you can make private arrangements with me to present your work to me. I'll definitely let you know that you'll also have to turn in your complete slide, and I think we have the date for that by the 15th, so that folks have time to put together the slideshow for the event. Okay. What other questions do you have? Everybody ready to do their 3-minute thesis?
Hello, I'm Danielle. I kind of joined a little late, so is there any way we could recap or review of what this meeting is about?
Hey, Danielle. So thanks for joining us. So we've been talking about our 3-minute thesis competition, which will be held November 21st in the Campus Center room 405 space. The 3-minute thesis allows you to present your research to an audience with one slide and 3 minutes to do that. And so we had a couple of panelists that were our previous winners from the 3-minute thesis competition or last year join us today to talk a little bit about their experience. So also in the chat, I've shared the YouTube playlist, which has all of the competitions, I think maybe dating back to 2018 or 2017. And then a website that I can share with you guys that has the 3-minute thesis competition, more information about it. So that's a quick AI summary. So in the chat, we have a question. I'm curious about what everyone included on their slide. I can think of a wide variety of things that I could include. So I'm curious how folks narrowed down the content and chose what to include. Shirley and Festus, you want to address that?
Yeah, for sure. So, I typically avoided putting any kind of jargon. So, for example, to give you an idea, I even avoided talking about amyloid and tau, which are like, the two biggest proteins implicated in Alzheimer's disease. And I feel like in biomedical science field, everyone kind of knows like, okay, it's amyloid and tau. Uh, like even things that you think people should know, people won't know, and you should not assume. So unless you're actually talking about that protein, don't mention it. So that is the feedback I got. I also put a good schematic of my research pipeline. So like, where did I start, and what are my samples, and what is my method, and what did I see and what I hope to achieve. So I actually did not put a lot of things, but kind of like a pipeline, like a research pipeline. I know some folks put like one single picture. So someone talked about, I know, she talked about like retinoblastoma. That was her research. And I think her slide was like just black because that's how the world appears to people who are blind. Um, so yeah, you can be very innovative with like what you are trying to do. But for example, for me, I was working a lot of Alzheimer's, and I was working at the intersection of Alzheimer's and heart. So I had like a huge infographic of like a heart and dementia. And then like, when they're put together, like what happens? Like if you have increased heart risk, your risk of dementia increases. So like, I use like an arrow to show that it increases, something like that. But you can do a lot of things, but just make sure you're avoiding jargon, and to make sure that you know that you're avoiding jargon, because sometimes you will use terms from your field that you think everyone should know, but people might not. So like someone told me that even using the word control, like diseased brain and controlled brain might not be generalized enough, something like that. So be careful.
All right, thank you. One of the things I did during my time was make sure I draw all my research work within the schematic, within a field shape or a field structure. And what I was actually looking into is how to actually identify or dictate a disease, specifically respiratory disease, cough, COVID-19, by mere making some sound in a device, an handset or a mobile device, just making a sound breathing into the device, and it can detect whether you have a particular diseases from other diseases, either COVID-19 or some respiratory challenges. So what I did was to avoid the aspect of PCA, how you can use PCA to identify through saliva detection to identify your cough structure, or to avoid implementation of raw data cycle, bringing on some document of predictions, document or raw data predictions. So I avoid all those areas. What I did is just to show with different shape, like a olivatory shape, triangular shape, just to depict what I'm actually trying to pass across to the people. That will give them a general rough idea of how someone contracted cough, or how someone can develop cough from breathing, and how such cough can be detected at the other ends through several pathways, pipelines. So that's just what I showcase. So in a layman, me looking at the structure I do, you can understand where you are coming from, and you can understand what will likely be the outcome of someone who breathes into the particular device and identify a particular diseases through the electronic devices. So that's what I actually do. So in your presentation, first and foremost, avoid jargons, things that will not be clearly understood by the layman. Then secondly, bring out some legend at the right hand side, in case you have a particular structure you are drawing that is a bit different from what we can understand, or maybe different from the normal structural legend. Try to identify a legend that people that sees your slide, they can easily relate to those structure easily for them. That will go a long way in helping you to give you an opportunity to be selected.
And forgive me, y'all, I left Nithika off of the panelists, but she's also a former winner, and I want her to share a little bit about her experience as well.
Hi, thanks, Dr. Hari. Hi, everyone. So my slide was literally a picture of a robot. So my topic was ChatGPT, a friend or foe, and my slide was just an AI picture with the title. So I didn't want to put a lot on my presentation because I wanted to capture the audience's attention with what I'm speaking and the content that I'm talking about. But I understand if you have a complicated topic like Somali mentioned, you can put some information. For me, I felt like it's more engaging if I just talk and explain them what my topic's about and what my research was about, not with a slide. So I took a different approach, which worked out for me. They were concentrating more on me rather than reading through the slide.
I love it. Great thoughts there. I also if you'd like to see any of those slides, you can find them on the YouTube page. That's right, on the YouTube page that we have linked already. So make sure that you kind of take advantage of that opportunity as well. Other questions? Shomali, I know you also won the People's Choice Award. Do you want to share any strategies that you think might have helped you in that?
The biggest thing I did was listening to all the YouTube videos. And it was not just like the ones from IU and previous winners, but like 3MT from Queensland, where it actually originated. So I like kept listening to them and like how they were articulating their thoughts in that limited amount of time. That really, really helped. Yeah, that's probably like the biggest thing I did is like, I kept listening to things that I knew were great. Eventually, I was like, okay, maybe I can also come up with something nice as well. So, yeah.
I think this process also kind of forces you to self-edit and do some scripting, right? So it's not a process that you can just haphazardly go up and start talking. You don't have that kind of time. So you really do have to be concise, make your point, and then bring your audience along on this journey with you for the next 3 minutes. So I do hope you guys take the time to go through a couple of the videos on our YouTube page, but also as Shimley mentioned, there are a vast number of 3-minute thesis presentations out there that are definitely worthwhile in seeking and taking a look at and listening to.
Yeah, I also wanted to, oh, sorry, go ahead, Dr.
No, go ahead, you go.
I also wanted to add one more thing. So, we are used to hearing seminar speakers for like, 40 minutes, an hour. And it's hard to keep the audience engaged for an hour. It's actually harder to keep audience engaged for 3 minutes because if you're bullshitting, they will know. So if it's for an hour, you can ramble on and they will lose interest. They won't catch anything wrong that you're doing. But if it's 3 minutes, they will actually know that you're making stuff up. They will know that you're not prepared. So that's another thing to keep in mind is you cannot wing a 3-minute thing unless you're very prepared because the audience will know you are winging it. Like it's such a short time. The audience's focus will be on you. Like it's not an hour thing. So like, their attention is not going to deviate. It's going to be all on you. So if you're making stuff up, they will know. If you're fumbling, they will know. And another thing for People's Choice that I actually just remembered because one of my friends told me about this. She said that I was the only person who like spoke with enthusiasm in my voice. And one of the only, because I know like Natika also had, I remember her speech as well. It was great. So like I don't know, like do it in your way. People have different ways of showing enthusiasm and connecting with the audience. One could be eye contact, one could be voice, one could be gestures, one could be moving your hands. I do that a lot. So I think that is a very good strategy for engaging the audience, making eye contact, moving your hands, engaging with them, modulating your voice.
Great advice. Festus or Natika, do you want to also share or share your thoughts on presentation style?
Yes, I agree with Somi. One of the best way to actually capture the people is to pose questions. I remember one of the contestants in PAD by name Ifoma posed a question to the audience, and everybody was captured by the way she presented it. So one of the way to actually take the attention of the audience is to make sure you are dynamic enough. Make gesticulations, stretch your arm, ask some question. Within that short time, take ownership of the stage. Take ownership of the stage, such a way that everybody will be captured, fascinated towards you. And that makes you, give you a better chance. While you are not fidgeting, neither are you being unnecessarily worried, but take ownership of the stage, ask questions, kind of rhetoric questions that will make them to be keep them alert within that space and be alert to what you are doing. That's a good point for you to get an opportunity for being selected.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Shamili and Festus said, that it's always important that you keep them engaged. It's if you know public speaking, it would, to be honest, I don't want to scare you. It'll be very easy if you know public speaking. If you have not done it, like Somali mentioned, practice with your family members, practice with your friends. And just be yourself. Don't get scared, because if you get scared that you only have 3 minutes and you get scared, then you may lose it. And you don't want to do that. It's fun. Have fun. When you have fun, your audience is having fun. So be as engaging as possible. Try to add a few jokes here and there. One of the things that I did was I put a metric in there, and I said it in a way that resonated with them. So try to put it in a way that's resonating with them, and which is also like, I don't wanna say funny, but a little quirky, you know, so that they remember it. Even if they don't remember your whole pitch, they'll remember, oh, that girl made me laugh, so I want to vote for her. It'll be as easy as that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Humor is always a good thing, and adding your personality and your twist to your work is definitely something to take into consideration also. And I wanted to mention also, these are your 3 minutes, right? So take your 3 minutes and take that space up. And Festus kind of mentioned using the stage and using your stage presence and engaging the audience in that way. So that's certainly the opportunity to do that. And I will say that it's a very like friendly audience. So nobody's going to look at you crazy. There's, everyone there is very friendly and open and really just excited to see what other people are working on. And I think sometimes that if you're within your own school or your own department, you get so used to hearing the same people talk about the same subjects all the time. This is something that's very different, because you may have people who are from human computer interactions and they're talking about AI, and you may have someone that is from the School of Medicine, they're talking about a disease mechanism. So it just allows all of us to appreciate all of the great work that's going on here. What other questions do you guys have as we kind of wrap things up? Well, I'm going to ask my panelists for their one last final word of advice to everyone who is listening. And I would just encourage everybody, if you are thinking about it, if you're on the fence, you want to you think about participating, but you don't know if you want to, I would say go for it. Why not sign up and do the 3-minute thesis or 3-minute pitch competition? But last minute advice from our panelists.
All right, let me start. I just want to advise everyone, this is possible. I don't know, just follow the instructions. Follow the instructions. That's what you need. Don't be too overconfident and think you can. I'm very good in public speaking. I'm very good in research. I will get over there. I will walk over. It's not always as easy as that, you know. All the panels are looking at you. Every audience are sitting there. They are watching you. There's a tension that might comes in there. So, but be confident in your presentations. That's number one. Then number two, try to attend the mandatory meetings where it's going to give you a leverage on the clue of what likely happened on the very day of the presentation, because that's what helped me. I had no knowledge about the meeting before. I have not heard about the previous year's experience. I don't know any YouTube exists somewhere. I just went there blindly. But what helped me was the mandatory meeting that I attended 2 days before the actual competition. That's all I have, and that's all the preparation I made. So it goes a long way in helping you. When you put all those metrics together with your experience, I can bet you will likely be considered for your competition awardee. Thank you.
Well, just have fun and attend the mandatory practice session. Talk to Dr. Hardy if you haven't already met her, and be present on the day off. Cheer the people who are competing with you and do your practice, which I know you will. But importantly, have fun, be a little steady, and just be there on that day off, because I know there's good food.
Yeah, just have fun. You know your work more than anyone. You know it. You just need to remember that you know it, and you just have to speak about it. So have fun. Just don't think too much into it. Have fun.
Great advice, y'all. Great advice. Definitely. We look forward to receiving your applications. And I say application, but it's really registration. We will reach out to you about the mandatory practice session. And we look forward to hearing from everybody and a great competition this year. Thanks, everybody. If you have questions, please do email us at pffp@iu.edu, and we will answer any questions that you might have. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you.